Well, Tatiana's in Paris. Good for her. Hi, Lydia.
Hello, everyone.
Well, we have a new student called Zoom 2.
It's Svetlana.
Okay, well, I don't know if Katerina is going to join us, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Mike, would you lead us in the mandala, please?
Thank you. Good morning. Sashi Puki Jukshin Mitok Chom Rira Bling Shi Ninde Genpa Sangye Shingdu Mikte Orgi Jokun Namdak Shingla Drupar Shok Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami.
I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration, wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtues merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration, wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I think I left out patience. Anyway, may I attain the state, I will attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. Okay, I can only see the top half of your head, Shinar. There we go. Okay. You have a nice forehead, but it's nice to see all of you. Okay. First off, oh, there's Vilda. Good to see you. Okay, let's do some. Well, first, I want to apologize for Monday. I had no idea they were working on the internet until the last minute. And so that was the problem. I don't know if I could have done this over using my phone as a hotspot. Mike, could I have done that?
Yeah, probably it depends on how strong the signal was.
Okay. Well, anyway, hopefully this won't happen again. Okay. So let's start with rejoicing. Daria, what do you have to rejoice in today?
I rejoice today. I saw Angel. It's my children with I am work because I I'm my spine is hurt, very hurt, And I think, oh my God, I need go to home, but I can't because I have a lot of children. But I don't know what's happened. He's like an angel. They do everything. And I have a boy who hurt, who like something, do this like a dog, but I don't know what's happened, but he's do all and look to my eyes and okay, I do. Okay, what next? I said, oh my God.
Wow, wonderful. So
Yeah.
you stayed instead of going home when you had angels appear. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Well, I rejoice in that. That's amazing. Anna, how about you?
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. Thank you for opportunity to rejoice. About my rejoicing, um, I have today a pretty long day. Mainly, I want to share. I collected some my clothes, some dresses, and um, some different parts of clothes and sent all this stuff to my friend. She will help to make a photo session for old people in a nursing home. Yeah, they decided to do photo session in some nice clothes like dresses and so on, and I just take part a bit in this process. Thank you.
No, very good. You made a lot of people happy. Dedicate that for your future enlightenment. Wonderful. Olga, do you want to rejoice?
Okay, I will share, but I hope that everybody from Russian-speaking people will understand me. So, actually, every time when I think about coffee meditation, I rejoice that I have two kids, and these are this is my teachers, like my fields to plant seeds, because I always take care of them, feed them, look after them, and I'm happy that I have them. Like they are my opportunity to plant beautiful seeds. I'm happy for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Having kids, or if you don't have any children, like in my case, your partner is a very powerful karmic object and constantly there to be used. Like you said, the analogy of the field to plant seeds and make sure they grow into your enlightenment. So that's very. How old are your kids?
I have two kids, daughter 11 years old, and my son is 16 years old.
Wow, wow. What are their names?
My son name is Platon, and the daughter is Eva.
Oh, what is your son's name again? Is
Platon, like Platon.
Platon. Wow.
Platon.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Mike, what do you have to rejoice in besides the fact that the cat is not in the picture?
He's asleep
Yeah.
right now. He's asleep on the couch. Um, I would like to rejoice that I have restarted my book practice, and today, if I do it today, it will be my third day of consecutive book practice. So I would like to rejoice in that.
Good for you. I'm developing, I'm circling around, getting started on getting the app rebuilt. I have a student in South Africa that appears to be interested in helping me find a programmer. So I was going to take on the programming, but apparently it's not as simple as I think. So I'm crossing my fingers we can get that reactivated this year and get it out there to be useful for people. So, okay. Katya.
Hi, I want to rejoice that on Monday, me and the board of ACI Mexico had a meeting with some students from Romania. They want to start their Dharma Center as ACI Mexico board in Romania. And he asked us for some advice. So we have a great meeting, and I want to dedicate it to the Dharma expands all the world.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's truly yay. Yeah, we've been invited back to Armenia in August. So as far as I know, we're going. Well, that's wonderful to be able to share your experiences and save them some of the pitfalls. That's great. Who are you talking with?
Theodore, with Octavian, Alina, and just them.
Okay, I'm trying to put faces to the names.
You know Theodore from the
Oh,
Romanian.
Theodore. Yeah,
Yeah,
Theodore. Yeah, good. Well, great. He's enthusiastic. That'll be very helpful. Okay, Lydia.
Thank you, dear Lama Sumati. I'm rejoicing that I can see you again in August. I saw Victoria Makarova shared the question about would you like to go to Armenia again? And of course, I would like, and it's a great opportunity if it will be so. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Oh, we're looking forward to it. I want to say that I had 4 people recite the source of all my good for me. And all 4 of you did a wonderful job and had some emotion in it. And I really rejoice in that. That's setting such powerful seeds. That just makes my heart warm. So, good job. Okay. Avilda, how are you? You look cold.
Okay. Yeah. It's nippy. It's nippy here. I got the heater on, but it's still cold. There's so much to rejoice about in my life. I guess I would start basically that my body feels like it's healing finally after over 10 months of excruciating pain and being unable to really focus or concentrate on anything. I rejoice that I have found that I have had the karma to find doctors that listen and that seem to be compassionate and knowledgeable. I don't know where it goes, but I know that it's all empty. And the healing is empty and the illness is empty. And it'll go where it needs to go and do its course. And because of it, I can truly rejoice that I'm back on track with AC courses, which I have been on the slow boat 30 years doing them. Not giving up on the Dharma and always studying and always practicing, but not doing the ACI courses. So I'm glad that my body is allowing me, that I have the karma for my body to allow me to be able to concentrate again, to be able to study again, and to have you and the teachers in my life that will illuminate my life so that I can move forward. And I pray that I dedicate this that others can heal in body and in spirit and move forward in their lives. That when we're all stuck, when we get stuck and we are in the darkness, there's always a light out there. All we have to do is plant the seeds and have the intention and help others, and those seeds will grow and the light will come. So,
Well, I think, and also it's very important to look for the light.
yes.
If all you're seeing is darkness and you're shutting your mind down, look for the light and it will appear.
Always.
Very good.
Never
Well,
give up.
yeah, good for you. Good for you. Shinar, what do you have for? Is that pronounced your name right?
Yes. Hello, Venerable. Hello, everyone. Yes, Shanar.
Shinar. Okay.
Yes, I'm rejoicing. I'm helping this lady. She's going through some difficult times. She has no financial stability. She might lose a roof. She has 2 children and she doesn't have a job to feed her children. I'm helping her to find a job and get a stable life, to get on her feet. Any way I can, I'm helping her, connecting her with resources and to find her a job, at least to be able to find the roof.
Wow.
And I did yoga for her today, dedicating my asanas for her to feel stability, security, and meeting her basic needs.
Very good. Wow. That's right at the root of the path. So
Thank you.
I'm really, really proud of you and pleased that you're doing that. Wish you good luck.
Thank
Is
you.
there
I
any
hope.
kind of fund I can donate to help her?
Thank you so much for offering. She's not asking at the moment. But if so, I will let you know. But thank you so much for offering. And using this opportunity, I would like to thank you, Venerable Sumati. I helped with Armenia retreat a couple of months ago, and someone reached out from tech support. I don't remember the name. I received a donation from you. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you. It's been transferred to my bank account.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. Next is Svetlana, also known as ACI number 2.
Hello, the Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. I also rejoicing about the next retreat in Armenia in August, which is planning and dedicated. Everyone can be close to the teachers. And also, I rejoice in small efforts in my daily life when I choose those decisions which would meet interest of other people instead of concentrating on what is in my interest in the first row. Like I decided to give a company to my colleague, and it was very sweet as she told that it was nice from me to take this decision finally, and also share some materials which I was afraid to share before, but then I arranged it with in a way that can be safer and would be helpful. So I rejoice in these efforts of serving others and dedicate that we can develop all our perfections of giving and etc.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Now I have Tatiana.
Добрый вечер, дорогой Лама Сумати.
Good evening, dear Lama Sumati. Everybody, hello.
Я рада всех вас видеть.
I'm happy to see you all.
Мама сидит рядом.
My mother sits near me and she listens to you also.
А можно вопрос?
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Спасибо. А когда
Thank you.
планируется 11 и 12 курс?
When will be 11th and 12th course?
Я очень хочу с вами их пройти.
I
У меня
want
их нет.
to also to study these courses with you, 11th and 12th.
Well, I haven't made that decision yet, but probably we'll start I'll tell you what, I'll have the dates for you next class because I have to look at my January calendar. We're teaching in Mexico in January, and we'll be there from the 24th of December through, I don't know, where's Katya? What are the dates again in January?
7.
It's January 7th.
7.
So I would say probably what day of the first Monday after the here, let me take a look at I'm high tech. I can look at the calendar on my phone. And I need to go to, well, I guess I'm not as high tech as I thought. There's December, there's January. January 7th is a Wednesday. Let's say, let me write this down so I don't forget it. Let's say we'll start class again on January 12th. That's a Monday. Yeah. January 12th.
Благодарю.
We'll start course 11 on January 4th, January 12th. Okay? And then I can map out the next one we'll do.
пути в Мексику.
Okay. I have a person down here called Rick Vibrations. I'm curious what a Rick Vibrations looks like.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
There we go. I'm new to the group. I've been following online for a few years, and I guess through COVID, none of the live teachings, or I don't know, I just now getting into being able to see it. I guess my seeds are finally ripening for me to be able to be with you guys. So I appreciate that. So I would like to say I'm rejoicing in the fact that I am able to be here with you all live and learn directly, and not 5 and 10-year-old teachings, which are still lovely, but it's better to be more direct and included in it.
Okay.
But it's an honor to meet you.
Welcome. And where are you located?
I am from Statesville, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Oh, I detected a slight accent.
Yes, a little southernness there. I'm in the process of moving to Miami, Florida area for the winter.
Oh, well, good luck and stay in touch, and glad to have you.
Thank you. Again, nice to meet you. Thank you all.
What am I going to rejoice in? Well, I'm setting in motion my trip to Nepal. I'm asking my personal travel agent, Rashna, for those of you who know her, I'm asking her to figure out how much it's going to cost me to go to Nepal for my 73rd birthday in May. That provided my health is okay to do that. So that's a pretty exciting step forward. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I rejoice that I'm having the seeds. Well, I started making a dessert last night for Seishu, our twice monthly tantric celebration we do. And I made it, I put it in the oven, I brought a timer to my room. This is about 10 o'clock at night, and I forgot it. I forgot it in a 350-degree oven. So my wife took care of it. And what I'm rejoicing in is this time when I went in this morning, having slept poorly because I knew I was in big trouble, I went into a room and said, I apologize for forgetting the oven. And from now on, when I bake, I will make sure to stay in the kitchen, doing whatever I need to do, but not leave. So the alarm went off at my desk, but I was in the middle of doing something, and I said, "Oh, I'll get to that." Anyway, so you can imagine at 1 o'clock, having put it in the cook at 10, at 1 o'clock, I realized I haven't taken it out of the oven. Well, my wife had done so earlier and turned the oven off, and everything was fine. But my rejoicing is I have the karma to not be yelled at. So for those of you who know my lovely wife, she doesn't seem like she could get mad at anybody. She can get mad at me very easily. So, but it's righteous indignation. Since she's my teacher, I can't complain. So that was a big rejoicable. What else? Oh, I'm fighting hard to not give in to the fact that I can't do the things I used to be able to do with my hands because of the tremor. And so there was a switch that came with I have a standing desk that changes height. And the switch was not allowing me to change the height. Somehow it broke. I still don't know how it happened. But I ordered a new switch. I got it. I put it in. The desk was working fine. But I decided I was going to take apart the old switch and fix it. Now, this requires some pretty fine motor skills to unscrew these tiny little screws and lift the PC board out and do all that. And I did it. It took a while, took a long time, but I did it. And I'm rejoicing that I'm not giving up using what motor skills I still have to do tasks that I would normally have done in maybe 10 minutes. And not only physically the manipulation, but to think through how to take this switch apart. That made me very, very happy. So that's my rejoicing. I think it's very important when you have something like Parkinson's or an illness that you're combating on a daily basis, to one, approach it with humor if possible, which I do, and two, not give up. Well, here's another example. Something as mundane as changing the sheets on a bed. Now, how mundane is that? That's big deal. Well, when you're at my stage in Parkinson's, it is a big deal. It took me an hour to change the sheets on my bed. Change the sheets on a bed should take me 10 minutes. But I'm not complaining that it took me an hour. I'm rejoicing that I did it. And I don't care how long it took. So that's my rejoicing. It looks like Lydia's daughter wants to rejoice.
Yes, she's here, but not very rejoice. So just hug me.
What's her name?
Her name is Sophia.
Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Okay, well, Sophia's apparently more. There she is. Okay. So, as promised, we're going to have a question from the homework. So, I'm going to pick one person. Katya, with that look on your face, you get the question. It's a softball. That's a term. When you get a question that's easy, it's called a softball in American slang. What is the true text we'll be using in our study of the Bodhisattva's way of life? Give his author and his approximate dates.
is the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life by Master Shantideva.
And his date?
700.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so that was easy. If you make a face when I say I'm going to ask you a question, you're going to get the question. So either don't make a face or be ready to answer. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and do 2 classes today just to get us caught up. And if it's too much, then I won't try it again, but I think we can do it. Okay, let's go and see if I can't get this to work. So Guide to Bodhisattva's Way of Life. We're going to talk about the 5 paths. Now, we talked about the 3 paths. Who can tell me what the 3 principal paths of Buddhism are?
It's renunciation, wisdom, and bodhicitta.
Renunciation, bodhicitta,
And wisdom.
and wisdom. Right, right. Very good. Okay, well, now we have the 5 paths. And if you've seen my book of lists on the internet, you see that you can find multiple types of paths. So the 5 paths, where does bodhicitta fit into the progress of our spiritual development? The long-run teachings are ingredients of the 5 paths, which is the menu to your spiritual development. The first one, well, before we go through the list, I've given you the first one. What are the 5 paths I'm going to be talking about? Who remembers those? There's path of accumulation.
The path of preparation.
Preparation, next.
Path of seeing.
Yes, next.
Habituation.
Correct. And the last one?
No more
No more learning.
learning.
Okay, so path of accumulation. What are we accumulating?
Good deeds.
Renunciation.
Renunciation.
Renunciation, correct. Real renunciation is reached on the path of accumulation. It's very hard to reach. A tragic event is often what is needed for a person to see that suffering life is really suffering, not just sometimes. And I have an excellent example of this for myself. We were just having a normal day back in 1987, and we got a phone call from my wife's oldest brother. And he said, "Do you have any idea where the folks are?" referring to his parents. And my wife said, "Yeah, they're on their way to Northern California to see Patty Martini." And Tom said, "Well, they didn't make it. The Coast Guard called him and said that their plane had gone into the water in Half Moon Bay, and they'd only recovered his flight case and his jacket." Well, I don't think any of you expect to pick the phone up and have that kind of news. So it was interestingly, we were very upset, but we were trying to find answers. And that started my wife on her several-year journey that finally ended with Buddhism and got us both on the Buddhist track. But it took that kind of a shock to try and, why would such wonderful people die in a plane crash? So that was our tragic event. I don't wish it on anybody, but obviously sometimes tragic events can shock you into wondering why and trying to find out why. And what made me so happy when we found Buddhism was, It's up to me to solve the problems in my world and no one else. I can get all the help I need through Buddhist literature, texts, and study, but it's up to me to fix, and it's up to me to have it happen. So in the past, I deprived someone of loved ones, and so now I try very hard to not do that. So real renunciation is realizing it's all suffering, even the great part of fixing the switch on some silly desk. That's suffering as well. Okay, think carefully about any good thing in life. How long will it last? And are you sure you'll have it tomorrow? So think about that. I go to bed, pretty sure I'm going to wake up. So far, I've been right. But one day I'm going to wake up and I won't know that I was wrong because I'll have no memory of the previous life. But just think about, will you have it tomorrow? Will I have the mental acuity to be able to work on my notes and teach? I don't know. But I don't get upset with it. Since I don't know what's going to ripen, I say to myself, do the deed today that is going to ripen in your future in a positive way. Make the best use of your day that way, instead of wondering. So that's why I teach in the third of the three sufferings. That's why I teach pervasive suffering is, yes, it's the fact we're going to die. But to me, the pervasive suffering that's more interesting, more of a challenge is, I don't know what karma is going to ripen next. So I need to be prepared. And that's what all these almost study I've done is doing, and why I continue to teach. I want to be prepared for that event that's going to change my life. So until you admit that life is suffering and really accept it by stopping struggling to get the things you want, that you will make you really happy, you won't make efforts to change. So it doesn't have to be depressing. Life suffering, and don't go, oh God, life suffering, it's terrible, I hate this world. That's not what I'm talking about. Life is suffering. So what can I do about it? What do I need to do about it now so my future in this life, if I have powerful enough seeds, or the next life? That gives me great joy because it's my responsibility. I have the tools to create the seeds that will ripen in hopefully this life, certainly next life. Now, having said that, part of renunciation is burning off the bad seeds. So when something happens, such as I wake up and I still have Parkinson's, okay, that's one more Parkinson's seed that's burned off. I have a finite amount of them. Maybe tomorrow my last one will burn off. So if you have that thought process, that makes the renunciation issue, I think, much easier to live with. Yes, Parkinson's sucks. It's not pleasant. I don't wish it on anybody. But it's my fault I have it, and it's my responsibility to take care of not having it in the future. And it's important to remember renunciation doesn't mean you can't enjoy things. You just have to do it with wisdom. Where is the pleasant thing that's coming to me? Coming from past karmic deeds where I helped other people be happy. So knowing that, that's where it came from. I need to be sure to make others happy and dedicate that to my being happy in the future. Obviously, with all ethical aspects to it. When you die, the mind stream continues with all the karmic seeds you have accumulated in this most recent life, good, bad, or neutral, as well as, very important, the remaining deeds from past lives. We always need to keep that in perspective. Okay. This is a couple of verses from Three Principal Paths that I particularly like when I think about renunciation. When you've meditated thus and feel not even a moment's wish for the good things of cyclic life, and when you begin to think both night and day of achieving freedom, you have found renunciation. Renunciation, though, can never bring the total bliss of matchless Buddhahood unless it is bound by the purest wish, and so the wise seek the high wish for enlightenment. And that's talking about bodhicitta. So, path of preparation. On the path of preparation, you develop further by training the mind well and strengthening the power of wisdom through practice of the idea that everything is interdependent and illusory. One can gain the talent to suppress and subjugate all the powers of afflicting emotion. So what you're doing in the path of preparation is you're working very hard to understand the nuances of the idea of karma and emptiness and karma, remembering that you have to speak of both when you speak of either one of them. So path of preparation is studying and trying to understand the idea of karma and emptiness. And that's a lot of hard work. But luckily we have Geshe Michael's teachings, we have Arya Nagarjuna, we've got all the tools. It's just a matter of studying hard and working on the emotions. So an important part of this preparation is the concept of bodhicitta. So I ask, what is bodhicitta? Who can give me a definition of bodhicitta?
It's a wish for enlightenment for the sake of all living beings.
Very good. That's the Mahayana wish. But just a straight naked wish, so to speak, of bodhicitta is what?
It's a wish for enlightenment.
Right. To wish for enlightenment. Now that and I've talked about this many times in class, and we're going to go over it again. I was confused. I didn't understand how you could be enlightened or totally enlightened. It comes down to the fact that bodhicitta, we use bodhicitta in the ACI courses a little bit, not carelessly. The gentleman who took the student notes sometimes uses them interchangeably. Mahayana bodhicitta is what Lord Maitreya calls bodhicitta. And that's the wish to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all living beings. But bodhicitta, the word, is defined as the wish for enlightenment. So, why wouldn't there be only total enlightenment? Well, we're a little bit ahead of the story here. So, bodhicitta is the wish to become enlightened. Maitreya's definition of the wish for enlightenment is the desire to reach total enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. So let me see. No, we'll continue. The effect of the mind stream on the mind stream, should say, of achieving bodhicitta. By becoming a Mahayana Bodhisattva, you're learning how to make only good imprints, planting seeds for the results that you want to see in the future. You only really achieve bodhicitta with the direct perception of emptiness, This can either be as a listener or a self-made Buddha or through Mahayana Bodhicitta. We'll get into the Bodhisattva a little bit further. So the path of seeing. You see emptiness directly in the first instant of the path of seeing. While in very deep meditation, Geshe Michael says it lasts between 15 to 20 minutes for the first time. The second part of the path of seeing is what you experience when you come out of the direct perception of emptiness, the truth of the four Arya truths and the cessations that come with this. So when you come down from the direct perception of emptiness, when you're finished, it's the end, you've completed it. There are four Arya truths. Geshe likes to use four Arya truths instead of four noble truths. The truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the cessation of the suffering, and the truth of the path to the cessation of suffering. So bodhicitta felt after seeing emptiness directly. Geshe Michael says you have a special instance of bodhicitta after seeing emptiness directly. It relates to two types of wisdom, that obtained in deep meditation and that obtained just after the direct perception of emptiness. Before seeing emptiness directly, bodhicitta in the form of a wish, it's like planning a trip, a decision to commit for reaching total enlightenment for the sake of others, but you're not actively doing it. It's a commitment to do it, like planning a trip. I want to go to Nepal. That doesn't get me to Nepal. It means I want to go to Nepal versus no thanks, I don't want to go to Nepal. Bodhicitta in the form of action is actually taking a trip, taking the Bodhisattva vows and engaging in the six perfections. Now we talk about how we as mere mortals can't perfect the perfections, only a Buddha can. That doesn't mean we can't work hard and do the best we can to do the best at our level that we can. After seeing emptiness directly, bodhicitta in the form of the wish, you realize you'll devote all your future lives to helping others in the form of action. Throughout every day, you constantly look around to see how you can help others. It's not a conscious thought, but an undercurrent which leads you to always be looking for opportunities to help. You've committed yourself to the Bodhisattva vows and doing the six perfections. I like throughout every day you constantly look around and see how you can help others. I really like that. Path of habituation. You're getting used to what you saw. This generally lasts 7 lifetimes unless you're successful through Tantra to shorten it to 1 lifetime. Path of no more learning. If you have Mahayana Bodhicitta at this level, you reach total Buddhahood. If not, you reach Nirvana. So Nirvana is not a bad place to reach. It's just not the ultimate. Nirvana is the cessation of all mental afflictions. Nirvana it's even better than the rock group. It's where you don't get mad. You don't get angry, don't get irritated. Speaking of irritation, we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay. This chart is a summation of when did I start practicing Buddhism seriously? I'd say 1930, no, wrong. I'd say let's just go with 1998. So I've been trying to be a Buddhist for 27 years. And I've been trying to put this chart together for that long. And I believe the chart is impossible to put together, but we're gonna go through it. So you've heard of vehicles, scopes, capacities. Well, we're gonna go through that. So There's a lesser scope, the Hinayana vehicle. I don't have a name for the practitioner. This is a person who avoids the lower realm rebirth, uses the 10, tries to not do the 10 what do they call it? Non-virtuous deeds. So I like to think of the 10 virtues. But I haven't found a name. They are Hinayana, they're lower level practitioners. And here again, we have to make sure when we say lower or lesser, it's not implying they're ignorant or something. It's implying that they're at the beginning of their path. And the easiest thing for beginners to do is to keep the 10 virtuous deeds. If they do that, if they do that well, they can stay out of rebirth in the lower realm. Medium scope, still Hinayana. They're called the listeners or solitary realizers. A listener is someone who hears the teachings, can teach the teachings, but doesn't necessarily practice all of the rest of it. A solitary realizer is someone who is on their way to Buddhahood and seems to be doing this on their own, but in reality, they've had teachers in their past lives that have gotten them to this point. Their enlightenment is nirvana. They reach nirvana, they're pretty happy campers. They have no desire to go any further. Now, can they have bodhicitta? Sure. But it's bodhicitta in the form of a wish. Okay. The greater scope, Mahayana. Practitioners of Bodhisattva, total enlightenment. So it's hard to reconcile. I have no idea who the questioner. I've been trying to find out what we would call that, but I can't find it. Tatyana is part of the Mahayana, and their goal is also total enlightenment. So there are 5 metaphors that we need to review. The wish for total enlightenment is like an alchemical elixir which can change the inferior body we have now into the supreme body of the Buddha. The wish is like a precious jewel which is difficult to find and able to clear away the poverty of living kind. The wish for enlightenment is like an evergreen tree that won't die after bearing fruit a single time, but rather gradually grows and gives more. I don't know of an evergreen tree that dies after it's giving fruit. That would be an annual plant. I don't know if tomatoes can last over a year or not. Tomato plant. I'll have to check with the oracle. She's a gardener too. The wish is like a great warrior who's able to protect one from great fear and danger. And the wish is like the fire which comes at the end of an eon. It is able to burn away all your bad thoughts without any difficulty at all. So if you have the wish for total enlightenment and you put it into the action form, you have the tools to be like the fire which comes at the end of an eon. You have the tools to destroy all your bad deeds, purify all your bad deeds, not react negatively to your bad deeds, and thus make you Buddha paradise. I'm sorry, Wilda, I just noticed your hand up.
That's okay. I wanted to wait until you finished. I have a question. I've always wondered about this. The Hinayana and the medium, the listeners, and the self-made, their enlightenment is nirvana and to avoid lower realm rebirth. However, they are reborn into samsara. So can they not, into their next birth, create negative karma? Because we don't remember, and we carry our karma with us, and it could manifest in any lifetime. So it doesn't stop us. Does it not stop us from creating negative karma and going back into the vicious cycle of samsara? Because we haven't hit total enlightenment.
So in this life, you've reached nirvana. What happens when you die? That's an excellent question that I have no answer for. I will ask my other resource, Mike, if he's ever come across anything about that.
I haven't. Is reaching nirvana mean that we've seen emptiness directly? Because it's like,
yeah.
So
if you've seen emptiness directly with just plain bodhicitta, you reach nirvana. But I think it's an excellent question. Does nirvana mean that you are out of the cycle of death? I should know the answer to that. I don't know.
Because the wording is that it's to avoid the lower realms and rebirth. I don't want to go to a hell realm. I don't want to go to an animal realm, so it's okay if I come to a human realm, but in the human realm, I can create negative karma. My emotions,
Yes, the question is, if as someone who's reached nirvana, when you die, well, let's back up. If you've reached nirvana, when you die, you won't go to the lower realms, but you'll come out in the human realm. Well, you come out in the human realm. I will ask my lovely wife, who, for those of you who don't know this, I call her the Oracle because she's much smarter than I am. Okay, I'm going to ask the Oracle about what happens after.
Thank you.
I hope it's a complex answer, because if it's an easy one, I should know it, and I just am spacing on it. So, okay. So I think that's pretty much it for. Oh, I have a quote I want to leave you from Arya Nagarjuna. Giving brings the things we need. An ethical life gives happiness. Refusing to get upset or angry brings us beauty, while a joyful effort grants us grace and authority. Meditation leads to peace, while understanding liberates us. Love achieves all goals. I think that's particularly poignant. Okay. Looks like we're going to be able to fit the other class in, since we're technically going from 10 to 12. So let's take a break. Let's take 10 minutes. We'll reconvene here at 10 after 11, and we'll get caught up with the class that was supposed to be today. If you have any questions, I'm here willing to take them.
I was just thinking about what we were talking about, and if we reach nirvana, that doesn't mean that we are out of the cycle. It just means that we've eliminated our mental afflictions. And if we've seen emptiness directly, that means we can't plant karma ignorantly anymore because we've seen emptiness directly. So we stop planting seeds in the same way.
But we
So,
have the seeds from past lives still ripening. We just don't react to them in an ignorant way.
right, so we would still be born, we would still be reborn. If we hit nirvana and we didn't reach total enlightenment, we'd still be reborn in one of the higher realms.
That's a good point because a listener or self-made Buddha wants to escape rebirth in samsara. So by reaching nirvana, where are you reborn if you reach nirvana?
Right. Yeah, that's the question.
That's my question.
Yeah. Because so my question is if you're reborn in the realm, if there's only 6 realms and then there's beyond, which where the Buddhas are, the paradise realms, then if you're in one of the realms, it wouldn't be the lower realms, would be the higher realms. But in any of those realms, my understanding is that you still can have or create karma. The only place you can't create karma, my understanding, is in the Buddha realm, in the paradise realm. That there's no longer, there's karma doesn't exist as we know it. They still do actions.
Yeah.
There's still action of compassion that doesn't stop, but there's no creation of karma. But that's being outside. So that's being, and so my understanding is that that's the Mahayana total enlightenment. So yeah, that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed I don't have a better answer for you, but instead of making one up, I'm going to look into this and I will get back to you on next class. That's fun. I think the answer is obvious. It's staring us in the face. I just am not seeing it. When you reach nirvana, you're no longer making, you overcome your mental afflictions, so you're no longer making bad karma. So, in your next life, does that come with you? It must. So, in your next life, you're born into proper circumstances, but that implies being reborn into samsara, which is the whole point you're trying to get out of.
Right. Feels like a catch-22.
Yeah.
Also, the verse that you just read, and it feels like all of us, including those who have seen emptiness directly and are in nirvana as opposed to total enlightenment. So if we all look at our lives and there's aspects of these things, we can then say or see that the seeds that we have planted, because right now there's beauty, there's grace, there's all those qualities, or some of those qualities, or some degree of those qualities are in our lives. So is it safe to say then some degree of those karmic seeds I have planted so that I'm on the right path? You understand?
No, you kind of lost me.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, giving brings things we need. So if in this life I feel very blessed by always having what I need, even the things I don't want, I need. So in my mind, I need this illness because this illness has helped me polish my practice.
Okay.
If I've lived an ethical life, so it will blossom and it'll give me happiness. If I feel happiness and I'm not depressed and I'm not angry, then there's a certain amount of seeds that I've planted with ethical life. I refuse to get angry and upset, although I still do. I know that one is still kind of very tenuous with me. So if I don't get upset and I don't get angry, or I'm working on it diligently, this will give me beauty, while joyful effort grants us grace and authority. So if we see that we have or don't have, or we have a certain amount or don't have a certain amount of degree of these things, can we safely say that we've planted these seeds and that we need to continue nourishing them to grow, so that in other words, what I see today is what I planted yesterday. What I plant today, I will see tomorrow.
Now, that's where I say the past is your present, and the present is your future. Right. And if you just understand that and really use that in your life, that's going to get you very far. Not because I said it, but because it's the putting together of that. To me, that's, I don't want to say profound because it's pretty trivial in many ways, but it summarizes my feelings about Buddhism. The past is my present, the present is my future, and damn it, I'm the one responsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I love that quote because it also puts me in perspective where I am and where I want to be.
Right.
What I still need to work at harder, and what I can't sit on my laurels, because some of that is true. If I can't sit on my laurel, I have to continue creating that karma.
Well, not only that, but you have to rejoice when something bad happens to you.
Yeah.
And you respond with wisdom. You've burned that seed off. It's never coming back. Now, if you respond with ignorance, you've still burned it off, but it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Some form of the same idea because you didn't burn it off. You didn't understand it with wisdom.
Right.
So for every getting out of bed that I say, okay, that's one more seed burned off, then eventually all those seeds will be gone. Now, maybe several lives from now, I don't know. But I like to think it's just one more to go. One more to go. Now when it doesn't happen, I go, well, okay, tomorrow.
Mañana.
Yeah, instead of saying, well, it didn't happen today. It's never going to happen. I'm doomed.
Right.
So
thank you.
Time. You're welcome. So you're okay. See ya. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, Venerable Sumati, I want to ask about retreat in Romania. Is it open for everyone? It's Anna.
Yeah.
Open for everyone, or there
it's open for anybody who can make it.
Only for Romanian people or something?
No, anybody who wants to come.
But in English, yes?
Well, we'll be teaching in English. It'll be like in Armenia, there was translation. Sadhana, they use their phone, a phone app to do get the translation.
Live voice.
Yeah. That'd be, I mean, I think, frankly, you'll get more out of it if you understand English, but I think that after a couple of days, and I mean this in all positive feeling, the first day or two in Armenia, we had a lot of very blank faces staring at us from the audience. We weren't sure we were getting through to them. And then after about the third day, they were smiling, and we realized we'd broken through the translation barrier. And it had nothing to do with the translators, it had everything to do with the material. And then we had a grand fun. So yeah, please come. I would sign up quickly because I think we're going to try and do, this is just, well, I'm going to share this, and if it's true or not, we'll find out. I think we're thinking of doing it twice with smaller groups, so you don't have to get such a large venue. an expensive venue. So I think the idea is to do 2 teachings and have them be smaller ones. And this will be the Thousand Angels of Bliss teaching, both of them. That's the current plan as I'm aware of it. Does that make sense to you, Svetlana?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Or come to Mexico. Are there any slots left in? How many open? 2
We have counting that Mike is coming.
I'll be
So
there.
that's 1. So Mike, you're going to be there?
I will be there.
Excellent. Excellent. 2 left. Wow. Well, that's going to be great fun. And Ali's parents live down that neck of the woods, so we're going to be able to see Maria and her dad. That will be very nice. Okay, how are we doing? Well, it's time to start class. Okay, so let's go ahead and where'd my, there it is. Okay, Guided Bodhisattva's Way of Life, Part 1, Class 3. Preliminaries to gaining bodhicitta.